December 26, 2004. For millions around the Indian Ocean, it was just another day. In Indonesia, it was a Sunday morning. In Thailand, tourists were waking up, ready to enjoy the pristine beaches. In Sri Lanka and India, families were preparing for their day. No one knew that deep beneath the ocean's surface, a cataclysmic event was unfolding that would change their lives forever. At 7:59 a.m. local time, off the west coast of northern Sumatra, Indonesia, the Earth's crust ruptured. The Sunda tectonic plate slipped under the Burma plate, triggering a monstrous undersea earthquake. This wasn't just any earthquake. It registered a magnitude of 9.1 to 9.3, making it the third largest earthquake ever recorded on a seismograph. It was so powerful that it caused the entire planet to vibrate by as much as 1 centimeter. The energy released was equivalent to 23,000 atomic bombs. This colossal shift of the seafloor displaced an unimaginable volume of water, giving birth to a series of powerful waves of tsunami. But this wasn't a single wave. It was a succession of waves, traveling silently and almost invisibly across the deep ocean at speeds of up to 800 kilometers per hour, the speed of a jetliner. The first place to feel the tsunami's wrath was the Indonesian province of Aceh, the closest landmass to the epicenter. Less than 30 minutes after the quake, the sea retreated, exposing the ocean floor in an eerie, unnatural spectacle. Some people, curious and unaware of the impending danger, walked out to collect fish stranded on the sand. Then the horizon darkened, a wall of water. In some places, reaching over 30 meters high, as tall as a 10-story building, came roaring towards the shore. It wasn't a curling wave like you see in surfing movies. It was a turbulent, debris-filled surge of power that obliterated everything in its path. Entire towns were wiped off the map. Buildings, trees, and cars were swept away like toys. The city of Banda, USA was devastated, accounting for the highest death toll of any single location. The scale of destruction was almost biblical. Over 170,000 people in Indonesia lost their lives. As the waves radiated outwards from the epicenter, they continued their deadly journey across the Indian Ocean. About an hour and a half after the earthquake, the tsunami reached the coast of Thailand. Popular tourist resorts like Phuket, Koh Lak, and the Phi Phi Islands were caught completely off guard. Holidaymakers enjoying the beautiful morning on the beach had no warning. Videos shot by tourists captured the terrifying moments as the water first receded and then rushed inland, sweeping people, beach chairs, and bungalows away in a chaotic torrent. The idyllic paradise turned into a scene of horror and devastation in minutes. Thousands of tourists and local residents perished. 2 hours after the initial quake, the tsunami struck Sri Lanka and the southeastern coast of India. In Sri Lanka, the waves wrapped around the island, causing widespread destruction on its eastern and southern coasts. One of the most tragic single incidents of the entire disaster occurred here. A crowded passenger train, the Queen of the Sea, was traveling along the coastline. The waves slammed into the train, derailing it and submerging the carriages. Claiming the lives of at least 1,700 people, the deadliest train disaster in world history. Coastal villages were washed away, and the fishing industry, a vital part of the local economy, was crippled. Further west, the waves continued their relentless advance. The Maldives, a nation of low-lying atolls, was completely inundated. While the death toll was relatively low due to the way the waves washed over the islands, rather than crashing into them, the infrastructure was devastated. 2/3 of the capital, Mali, was underwater. Incredibly, the tsunami's energy was so immense that it traveled thousands of kilometers, reaching the coast of East Africa 8 to 10 hours after the earthquake. Somalia, Tanzania, Kenya, and Seychelles all reported casualties and damage. In Somalia, villages were washed away and hundreds of people were killed, a tragic testament to the sheer global scale of this event. In total, the tsunami caused deaths and destruction in 14 countries. The aftermath was a scene of unimaginable chaos and grief. The total death toll is estimated to be around 230,000 people, making it the deadliest tsunami in recorded history. Millions were left homeless, their lives shattered, their communities gone. the world watched in horror as the true scale of the disaster unfolded on news screens. But in the midst of this overwhelming tragedy, humanity's best side also shone through. The 2004 Indian Ocean Tsunami triggered one of the largest and most immediate global humanitarian responses ever seen. Governments, aid organizations, and ordinary people from every corner of the world mobilized to help. Donations poured in, and rescue teams, medical personnel, and supplies were dispatched to the affected regions. Stories of incredible survival and heroism emerged. There were tales of people clinging to debris for days, of strangers helping each other, and of communities coming together to search for the missing and care for the survivors. The disaster also served as a critical wake-up call. Many of the affected regions had no tsunami warning systems in place. The term tsunami itself was not widely understood in the Indian Ocean region before 2004. In the Pacific Ocean, a warning system had been in place for decades, but nothing comparable existed in the Indian Ocean. In response, the international community, led by UNESCO's Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission, worked to establish the Indian Ocean Tsunami Warning and Mitigation System. This sophisticated network uses seismic sensors, deep ocean buoys, tidal gauges to detect potential tsunamis and issue timely warnings to coastal communities. Widespread education campaigns were launched to teach people how to recognize the natural signs of a tsunami, like a strong earthquake or a sudden sea level. Drop in what to do, which is to immediately move to higher ground. Today, nearly 2 decades later, the scars of the 2004 tsunami remain. Memorials stand in places like Banda, ESA, and Kolak, honoring the lives that were lost. The stories of that day are passed down, a somber reminder of nature's terrifying power. But these regions have also shown incredible resilience. Towns have been rebuilt, sometimes further inland. Coastlines have been replanted with mangroves to act as natural barriers. Most importantly, the warning systems and public awareness now in place offer a crucial layer of protection that simply did unexist before. The 2004 Indian Ocean Tsunami was a tragedy of almost incomprehensible proportions. It was a day the world changed, reminding us of our vulnerability, but also highlighting our capacity for compassion, resilience, and learning. By remembering this event, we honor the victims and reinforce the vital importance of preparedness, ensuring that we are better equipped to face the future and protect coastal communities around the globe. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories from history. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.